All right, DZ, let's
Yo,
get the formalities out of the way. Since you're the first OG true old school player, please
nice.
give a quick intro about yourself and tell me how you got into the game.
All
And,
right.
and all the time I've known you, I actually don't know.
Okay. So I think it started like for me where it started for most people, like back in the OG days, like Kmart or wherever it was where we played. Like that was where you first sort of came across the game, like just some sort of little kiosk
Yeah.
thing that had the game going. And this is talking about Smash 64, so I guess it goes back as far as that. But for Melee, like I mean, the hype was already there. We knew it was going to be well, it should have been a good game,
Yeah.
and so yeah, we just got that pretty much as soon as it came out, or as soon as we could afford it. Um, but yeah, as far as the competition goes, the it wasn't until black box sessions came up. Like we used to have little games at home and stuff, but like no proper tournaments
Hmm.
until black box session came out. And like at the time, I think there was no organization. Like this is before PMD was there, or Napa's sort of Daniel, whatever he goes by. Um, yeah, he's like in the Wellington scene now. But he like the first time we went, I don't, he was there, but we just used tournament mode on Melee. It was run by a guy called Newsboy, like who dropped out of the scene ages ago. Like, but black box sessions. Have you spoken about black box sessions on the thing before?
No, no, so we haven't covered Black Box at
Okay,
all
okay.
on the
Okay. So
podcast.
that was like it was called black box sessions because there was at the time there was like GameCube, Xbox, and PS2.
Hmm.
Like Xbox One, well, Xbox the first one,
Yes.
and yeah, but the reason why it's called black box is because they all came in black, or you could at least get them in black, or close enough to
Right.
black.
Oh, that's where it came
That's
from.
yeah, that's how that actually came about, and so it was BBS 4 was the first one that I came into it, I think, and that was pretty much it. We didn't even have that many players. I think like we used because we're using tournament mode on Melee. I think there was more than 8, but less than 16. So I think we had a bunch of like computers, some level 9s that were in the tournament. Like some people probably didn't make it out of bracket because of like level 9 Falco just took them down. They just didn't know how to exploit them. But we didn't have. I can't remember what the rules were. I'm pretty sure the rules haven't changed much. Like the official tournament things like where double blind and all that, and like band stages and no weapons. But yeah, so we never had that. But that was pretty much the introduction to it. Like I came in, I think it might have been the first time Smash was being played, and
Hmm.
I won that, and that was cool because that like won me a Nintendo DS and Mario Kart. Like, and I was like,
Ah.
sweet, finally all these years of like wasting my life has paid off. Like, time to
Mario
play more games.
Mario Kart DS, which was also another popular game at the BBS sessions, right?
Yeah, and Sam, I think you said went clean up. I think was it Sam? Sam's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Sambo.
Sambo. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, but yeah, Sam and Jeff were there back then, and Ryan or RJ or Yusuf, whatever he used to go by, who started off as a Pichu player, but now I think wised up and moved to Pikachu.
He evolved after all these years.
Yeah. There's a few other people that just I think have dropped off. Oh, what's his name? The guy that does the videos, Panda.
The guy who does the
Yeah,
videos.
yeah, yeah. He's kind of tall now, but like, there's a guy that does videos. Like,
Is it
not
Slywell or William Slingsby?
no. I should remember his name. Is it Nick?
Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
Feral Panda.
Feral Panda. Yeah. He I think he was there, but he was like 4 years old or something at the time. And I just remember destroying him and his mate with Bowser. Like but yeah, he's gone a lot better, of course. But
Well, you still do that.
well,
Based on today's events, you destroyed Speedy J with Bowser.
wow. One life Mario. It wasn't hard. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. Like, so I was winning most of the tournaments for a while until because there was that first one BBS 4, and then I think 5 is where Chemist came into it.
Mm-hmm.
Chemist and Shane and Ghost. And so, yeah, then they, like, once they got kind of used to, I guess, tournament play, they all sort of just got better. And then
Yeah.
then it pretty much just came down to whether it be either me or Chemist, like, who would win.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just one or the other. And it got to the point where we knew it was going to be us, like, and it got kind of just sort of stale just playing. So we'd just go low tier. Like, we just play all random characters. And so the final would normally look quite, like, well, retarded, like, because no one
Yeah.
was, like, it didn't even look like we were trying. We try all the way up to the final if we haven't knocked each other out first, and then it's just a stupid final on like a stage that should be banned, just because it was just something new.
Gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, and I don't think any of these games are really recorded. Like, this is back in the iPhone 1 days or
Right.
whatever it was, whatever Nokia could do at the time. So there wasn't really much that you can go back and look at, but I think I still have some of the bits of paper that like we used to just write down a little tournament thing on, because it was before that tournament page, that web page that everyone uses.
Right.
Like it was before that as well, or at least we didn't know about it, so we just write it down on a bit of A4. Like
yeah. Well, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got them somewhere.
So, for the longest time, you were considered the best Smasher in New Zealand, obviously. How did it feel when you were really challenged for the first time? You talked about Chem coming up, and eventually when Spud came up several years down the track.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. I mean, I gotta say, like, I did like being able to say, like, for you, I'm the best in New Zealand, you know. But even though, like, the best of New Zealand was like we couldn't get a tournament together of like 32 players probably. Like the biggest one we had, I think, was BBS 8, which was at Armageddon. And that was really cool to bring out some people that we didn't know, and there was some real talent there. And that was, I think, the first time I actually lost to Kim, I think, like in tournament. And it was like I got clearly beaten, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I remember like being way down as like Falcon versus Marth, and I came back to win, like to go to like game 3 or whatever it was, or game 5. And then it was Dr. Mario versus Marth on Fountain of Dreams.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just came down to last stock, and I got edge grabbed, and it's like, and that was it. But yeah, no, it was. I guess it was sort of like you've sort of got to really know the loss, like to sort of appreciate the victory. And so after that, after the times that I did win was good, but like I say, we kind of just got a bit silly with it, and it didn't really mean much. I guess our singles meant more, like just when we just jam at home and just play games in, because it was more of an indication of how good we were, I thought, than tournament kind of was.
Interesting.
Just because we just sort of didn't really take it too seriously. By the end of it was just like, whoever wins kind of thing. And then Spud came along. I remember because he was talking himself up, right? Like it's like he thought he was gonna like beat us all.
Yeah.
And I thought, no way, this guy's never played. Like this guy from Rarotonga has never like played like a proper game, just level 9s or whatever. But then he really actually challenged us. And I gotta say, I was disappointed in you for losing. So I was like, Speedy will get him. Me and Speedy in the final. But then, I think you kind of did what I did. We were just using different characters, right? Like,
oh no, I was using Marth. What happened at that tournament was I think he was beating on everyone with Marth, because that's who he mained at the time. And then I played some friendlies with him, and I beat him in 2 Marth Dittos consecutively. That was the last time I ever beat Spud's Marth. and then I guess when we met up in bracket, he switched to Falco because he was probably thinking, oh, my Marth lost. And then that was a real close set. And then it went to like game 5, last hit, and then he edged me out. And then since then he's had like a rocket strapped to his back, and sky's the limit for him.
Yeah.
So good.
So it was, I mean, I knew when it came to playing him then, and because even I only barely bet him really, but I was sort of mucking around a bit with like using a different character each time until the crowd just called go as Falcon. So okay, and then managed to win. But even then, it was damn close. So I knew kind of right at that moment after winning, like the next time we play, it's like that's it.
Yeah.
Like there it goes, sort of thing. But that was cool, because even at that time, I kind of dropped out of the scene at that point. I'm pretty sure there was so many tournaments I didn't go to.
Yeah.
I've just missed out on them, and I don't know what it is. Like it's not like I'm bored of the game. It's just I just can't be bothered. Now I definitely couldn't ever get back to first place again, looking at how good players like Aloof are. And there's a couple other guys I know are really good, and there'll be guys I haven't even played that'll probably stomp me. If Joda, is that his name?
Jode. He goes by Crunkle, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was really good. I didn't even beat him in a game when I played him in Wellington. So yeah, had some close ones, but yeah.
Well, you strike me as someone who's very good at video games. What are some other games you're good at?
Pretty much any game where you are like fully up against the odds. When like a little plane, and it's just simple to play, pick up and play, and you've got to dodge like a million bullets at once. Like that's my kind of game. Like it's just sort of arcade. Anything that used to cost 20 cents to play is sort of my game. So like the beat 'em up games, like Final Fight, Streets of Rage, all of those. Anything that was on console, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Master System, Mega Drive, any of those. That was like the golden era of gaming for me. And then that's kind of what like drew me into Smash, I guess, because there's like there were characters that you used to play as in a fighting game. And I remember hearing about it. I used to get this Nintendo official magazine, like
Nintendo Power.
No, it was NOM, and it was I think it was an English magazine. And I just thought that was quite cool at the time. Like I was probably about 13, 14, 15 maybe, and still getting magazines back then because like online just wasn't as good. It didn't offer what it did now. So yeah, the magazines were really good, and I remember hearing about Smash, but it just looked stupid on the front. It just looked like a Mario Party mini game, you know. Even though I'm not even sure if Mario Party was out at the time, but it had that look to it. Just like you just stand in one place and you're all doing. If you're Pikachu, you're doing lightning bolts. If you're Fox, you're shooting a laser, and it just looked tacky. So, but I thought I'll give it a shot, and that's when I just stumbled across it. It came out and just sort of fell in love with the game there.
Well, have you ever considered doing a series of you just playing through old school games and doing your classic commentary?
I have, but it's sort of a flooded market now. Like, it would just be a thing to do for fun. There's no way I'd ever be able to make money out of it. Like, I definitely couldn't do a living. I think like to stream, if you really want to be a streamer now, that has to be your entire life.
Yes.
And how do you get into it? Like, how do you get into the market? You'd have to do something pretty crazy to get to get a spot in. But it still would be fun to do. Like it still something could go viral if you do something right, or if you've got the right kind of gimmick.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I like some of the stuff we've done where we've played games and we're just talking, and part of it is just trying to say stuff to be funny. That's really good. Playing by yourself though, because I have done it. I have bought some like recording gear to do it and play some old games. And some stuff looks really good, but a lot of it I look back at it and it's just really cringe, or like I'm just saying stuff that's like really obnoxiously. I'm just swearing to try and be edgy,
right?
Or like just listening back and it's like, oh god.
I guess you would need someone to play off in many situations, right?
Yeah, you do. Like you can do. I still thought some little golden moments, or things that I make sound funny, like mix in for pop culture reference sort of thing, like can be funny to a game, but it wouldn't have to be like cut up, like like the best of kind of thing.
Yes.
But there is no just full game. It just goes straight to best of.
Yep.
Like just a little clip sort of thing. Like that's something I wanted to work on, but again, I just don't really have the time for it. To just try and say funny stuff on a mic, like while my girlfriend's watching Netflix, and I'm just like, "Damn it, Pikachu! What Pokemon was evil?" Throwing the Kaiba voice, Yugi. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Now I know you've always been a big advocate for teams like Smash Melee 2v2. Well, would you like to see more of that? Would you like to see it implemented into like New Zealand tournaments, the locals, just the nationals? Yeah,
that could actually get me back into the game, because it's even with Smash, like as varied as the game is, and as different as every single game will be, it still does get to a point where it's very samey, But just by adding in like two other characters, making it a 2-on-2. It just changes everything so much. Like it probably changes the tier list even. Like if you look at, what you can do in a team, and just all the different options that are there. The combos are fantastic. Like I could revitalize it for me, and you can always like pair up with different people as well. So there's that element to it. Like, and that's what we used to do. Remember that tournament we went to, and I was with that. I got paired together with that guy called. And this is his name, Dr. Faggot. and all he did was use Kirby, and he didn't know how to play. He just figured out how to jump and how to suck people or whatever. And so I thought, screw it, I'll go as Kirby as well. Yeah. And like for most of the tournament, we were actually beating people, because I think they couldn't understand why they were losing to this like thing, like this Kirby just jumping away, but like somehow these two Kiwis are winning. Because they just couldn't kill him because he knew how to jump. And then I was actually just sort of trying to look stupid, and I think it was a time when I'd just come back in and no one really knew who I was. Like there's heaps of people that didn't know who I was.
Right.
and like just didn't expect the Kirby to be able to do something.
No, I think it's because that was the first big New Zealand tournament. So it was the first one where there were people out of Auckland who came up. So that's probably why people. Because I feel like all the Aucklanders knew who you were. It was the out of towners who were like, "Who is this guy?" Because they don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and that was cool meeting some of those guys as well. I think that's where we first met Brett.
Yes, that's when we first met Brett Lunch Billion.
Yeah, and then he created that video of him like, was it Pino versus his Link, and just like throwing turnips at him and like trying to get back on the edge. Oh, that was good. I need to see if that guy's done any more stuff. That's gold.
Now, because you're a big fan of teams, would you ever consider just entering tournaments for other Smash games just for teams, like say Smash Ultimate 2v2?
Yeah, I still would enter those because I mean it's with Smash. It's all, like, I guess you'd say that my style is sort of fundamental. That's what it's been like called before. Like I'm not really too technical or fast or anything, but just sort of, I guess, a solid player. Mm-hmm. And having that, like, you can kind of adapt to any other Smash game that comes out. Like when Smash Brawl came out, I think we were all pretty disappointed. Like, I don't know about you, but we like just compared to what Melee was, like, the slipping over, like the slowness of it, the air dodge change, and a lot of it was just like, And then when Smash 4 came out, that was basically just Brawl 2, and then it was looking like Ultimate's going to be Brawl 3. This is the trilogy of Brawl. Yeah. So, but that said, even Melee was like way different when we first started. Like, I didn't like it at first just because it was too fast and because like I was getting my ass kicked by level 9 Falco, and coming from being able to like destroy computers like on handicap 1 and then going to can't even beat one, like with weapons. Yeah. Like so it was frustrating at first, but then you gimmick out you find out how to play and Okay. But, sorry, what was the question?
No, it was just if you would play teams in other Smash games. Which you've answered.
Yeah, I would get into it. Like, cause singles is kind of just sort of too boring for me to play. Like, I just don't really enjoy it, even though I seem to do all right. It's just not really enjoyable to play. But teams is just way different. Yeah, I really like the team element, and that could get me back into it.
Okay. Now, well, I was about to ask how you described your play style, but then you just explained to me it's kind of like a very fundamental play style.
Yeah, with I've thrown a bit of randomness, I guess. The hard reads.
I feel like it is very timeless. It messes with other people's brains. I would have to say.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that greatest weakness sort of ends up being a strength. Like, I don't really ever get any better, but as other people do, they expect me to pull off something, flashy, and I just don't. I just go for the lazy, it's just something just basic. And I guess because I just don't play anymore, none of that ever really improves as well.
It is really solid though, because I remember back when Mojo was living in New Zealand, you were having some real close games with him, and he's a very good player.
Yeah. But I don't know whether that's just because he's like, okay, I've got this guy's number, so I'll just sort of try a few different things and make it more interesting, because otherwise maybe he'd get me to the point where I didn't really even want to play, It's like, because he can't just keep losing to Mojo, like, and listen to him, like, just go on about the facts, like, oh, God. Like,
well, while we're on the topic of Mojo, can you give us your best Mojo Monkey impression?
Oh, I remember, what was it that he said? Something like, so it turns out that Donkey Kong Jr. is actually DK's uncle. Like, like, you just say things like that would just crack you up in the middle of a game when we teamed up as like two Donkey Kongs. And that was part of our strategy. He'd just do things like he'd bust out the Poke rap. Oh, not the Poke rap, the DK rap. Yeah. But yeah, that dude, man, I'm really glad he came over and we got to play him, because he was one of the people that really just humbled me, even though I'd played the likes of Ken and all that, still, like, playing him, like, he was really good. What I liked about him is, like, every character he had was good. Like, he didn't have a single bad character. He maybe Ice Climbers, were his, the character that he just didn't really bother with, but they're so different that it's like, yeah, fair enough,
True.
Not that he couldn't handle them, like, in a versus, but just to play them, it's just sort of like, you have to want to, and it's kind of like, you either have it in you or you don't.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Ken, Are you aware that you've actually played against the best smashers of their respective generations? Because you've played against Ken and you've played against Armada, both visits to Australia.
Yeah, that was really good. That worked out really well. Like I was excited way back in, it was something like 2006, around about that time. I can't remember when the tournament was called Comrades 2, and yeah, I got to play Ken there. But because it's not like it was poorly organized, but I think we ended up with like not enough time and too many people. So there was probably over 60 entrants. I can't remember exactly how many there were, but it was a massive hall. Everyone was playing. And the way the games worked is you had to play best of two, which doesn't work, obviously. So there was, you'd either, win, win, lose, or lose, kind of thing. Like, so, however it worked out, I didn't even make the top 8, I think. But I only lost to Ken. There was people that I won and lost against, but yeah, and that made me. I think I finished. Was it 9th, 10th, or 11th? It was around that. Yes, I got to play Ken at the time, and that was cool because he was when I remember when I played him, I wanted him to go as Marth. I said do you mind playing as Marth? And he's like, yeah. So it was Marth versus Falcon first, and I got destroyed. I think I took a stock, and then Young Link versus Marth, and yeah, I got destroyed there too. But still, it was just good to get the experience because until you actually play someone who's that good, because you just see them on YouTube and you don't actually know how you do against them until you play them, and having that experience was really cool. I remember being eerily calm. Playing the game, I thought I'd be a wreck, I'd get nervous, but I wasn't. I was just really calm, even though I was getting slaughtered. It was just a really good experience. And then in the teams, it was me and PMD versus him and this guy. Was it KO? Yeah, KO Ken, right? Yeah, because that was their team. And we got we got hammered by them, but we still pulled off some good stuff. I wish we had video of that. Because he was playing Jigglypuff, and so our entire thing was him just saving me and us just trying to find ways to land rest.
Yeah, I remember he PMD would post on GP forums, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, DZ and I would I would shin Ken, and then DZ would jab me awake." He was so proud of that.
Yeah, I would jab him awake. Oh, that sounds funny out of context, but yeah, it was good. It was good. A lot of both times, going over to Australia, the Aussies were really cool. They're really welcoming and just good guys to sort of get along with and drink with and everything. So yeah, enjoyed going over there. It was good.
Yeah. And how did you find the average skill level of Australians, but on each of your visits?
They're so far apart. Because when did we go? When did we play Armada? What year was that?
That was 2014.
2014.
So 8 years apart.
Yeah. Going over there, I didn't know what to expect the first time, and one of the guys I really got on with, a guy called Jazz, who had he was a Falcon main as well. He was better than me, but as we played, I kind of started catching up to him a bit. I got you because I'd never played he was probably the first person I played that was definitely better.
Right.
Was probably that guy, and then. All the other guys that were staying there at the hostel, we had a lot of jams and stuff, but it ended up being, a lot of it was just cool hanging out with them rather than just playing Smash. It worked out quite well because, there was always people who wanted to play, but we didn't have to all be constantly playing and watching the screen.
Yeah.
But I guess the average skill level back then was, I probably would have fancied myself top 10, but that was just one tournament in Melbourne with not some of the other main guys. I probably was at top 50 if I'm lucky, even back then, and now it would be even worse. I think just that the average player is a lot better.
Yes.
The game's changed so much, what people sort of train to do. It's nuts. And I never really trained. It just wasn't the way I just couldn't really, I just always wanted to just play just friendlies, and that was just how we'd get better.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Oh man, I can't believe that was so long ago. 2014 is now 4 years ago. It's like an Olympic cycle ago. I am now considered old school for New Zealand Smash.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know, right? I was sorry.
We were in this room how many years ago when I first just like came around randomly and was like, oh yeah, this guy sounds like he could be all right. I'll get around to his place. It's only 30 miles out of the way. But I'm glad I did, man. I'm glad I did come around and we had those games. I think, like, did you beat me once?
Yeah, I think I might have beaten you once.
Yeah, with like a couple of tippers on bloody Yoshi's
story.
Yeah.
I was a Marth main. I was a very different man back then.
Yeah. We've had some good games.
Yeah. So, have you always really been this good at Smash? Or did you... Like, sometimes I feel like because you never train, you've always been at this exact same skill level for like the past 10 years. Yeah. Or has there been a slow but gradual increase?
I don't know, like back when the black box sessions were happening, and like I found out about that through a guy. Do you know Glenn Hart?
I do not know Glenn Hart.
Okay, because his gamer tag was Marine. Can't remember really what he played. It was like Counter-Strike, I think was his game, and he might have played Halo at the time. But he told me about it. He was a guy that I worked with at EB, and he said there's a tournament coming up. And back then, you just didn't think about training, because the game was like offline completely. Like there was no chance of it being online, and it just there was no community. Or if there was, it was like just something on IGN or Game Planet, like, and it was just I think I would always log on to that kind of thing every day just to see what was being said. Like I used to just actually care about the game, like what are people saying, like just like let's talk Smash. And I was fanatic at a time, and then when the tournament started happening, that was really cool because it just sort of scratched that itch. You actually got to play and challenge yourself. It was really good, and like all the people that we met was great. But yeah, still I guess because I was never really challenged too much, like Ryan, when I played Ryan and PMD and Jeff and Sam and all them, like all the the wider community, that was great, but I still was like the best. And I guess it probably just went to my head, like just like, well, I'm the best, I don't even need to train. And then like finally you do come up against someone who is better than you, and it's at the time I was just like, well, maybe I wasn't that good to begin with, like I just sort of I didn't really feel a need to sort of get better at the game, like I've always just thought like I'm just that kind of player that could cause an upset rather than like I'm actually the best. Once I got to a level where I thought, nah, that's it. Like I don't really care to get good anymore. I'm not as good as I thought I was. Like, but it's still fun to play, so I keep playing.
Right. Okay. I reckon a good way to sort of be able to keep up is, well, the biggest difference between Smash back then and now is the speed, no doubt, right? Like everything's done a lot faster. Players are just hitting more inputs. I reckon it might not be a bad idea for you to just get the latest version of 20XX because the bots actually do advanced techniques and they're super fast. So just so you can get used to the general pace of the game. I
did play that, like we went around to Ryan's one time and he was pretty sure that I wouldn't be able to beat like, the level 9 on 20XX, whatever. And I ended up managing to do it, but it was just funny to see them, watch them go, like the pointless things that they'll do, like just to kind of like intimidate you, like make it seem like it's all natural.
Intimidation tactics.
Like Mango's in the room somewhere, like. But yeah, it was that was cool, but I guess it's not really enough to get me into the game. Like if Ultimate ended up being the true successor to Melee, then maybe I would get back into it. But I don't know, man. I just don't really have like too much time for games anymore, like for anything too new. I didn't even play the new Zelda yet, which I really should, but I just can't be bothered. I just don't have the time. I've just got other things I'm sort of working on, and it's just. Yeah, it's tough when you get old.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. How depressing. Well, I'm going to divert the subject slightly, which I forgot to ask about earlier on. So, you met Ken on your first visit to Australia.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Honestly, I thought he was a bit of a dick. I didn't like him at first day because he didn't want to play you unless, like, you gave him money. And he didn't say money match. He said like it's 10. He made it sound like it's $10 for me to beat you, and it's like okay, So I was like, no, fuck, I'm just not gonna play him then. Like, just because I just thought what a complete tosser. But I kind of understood like when you have a line of people, that you're just gonna have to keep playing, and it's just gonna like overall just bring down your performance because people will kind of like reserve themselves for the actual tournament game. Then I could understand, but I think as he got to sort of know us a bit more when he was like talking with everyone, he just sort of eased up on that. I think I don't think he stuck to his rule of $10 for a loss or whatever it was. Yeah, and we talked to him more. And no, he ended up being pretty cool. Like we were playing poker with him and stuff, and it was just it was a weird situation because it's not like he was a celebrity. He's just some guy that we know is good at the game.
Yes.
Like ultimately, like no one else. Like if you don't know Smash, you don't know him.
Yeah.
Hey,
he was on Survivor. Yeah.
Was he on Survivor?
Yeah, Survivor Gavin.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? Yeah. He was. How'd he do? Didn't he do terribly?
He didn't win. I think he got decently far, but he didn't win. But I don't watch Survivor.
Okay. Yeah, but it was good to meet him. I guess it was only just that one time that we met him as well.
Did you have many interactions with Armada when he went over?
Not really, because I think that was I guess because he's one of the gods. He's something really sort of special. Like Ken had his day, but like Armada is so far above him, really, like it's like so many levels above sort of thing, and it shows you how crap you are, like when you play these guys.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just sort of like disturb or anything, but he was really nice as well, like sort of like thanked us for coming sort of thing, and for the time, like, and when I played him, how did I do? Like it was, did you watch the game that I had of him?
I caught the tail end of it. It was Fox and Samus, right?
Yeah, because the first one was Fox and Falcon, and I managed to take one stock.
Yep.
And then the next one was Fox, Samus, and I didn't even kill him. Not even a stock. But yeah, but he was real cool about it. Shook my hand sort of thing and thanked me for the game. I was like, oh, cool guy. Yeah. I remember there's like probably the best moment of it is like I got him with a Falcon kick. I was falling down, and he was going to get me with an up smash because I'd burnt my jump, and then like the lag on that Falcon kick coming down, like I hit him with it, and he commented, he's like, oh nice, like even though he like got hit, tech rolled back and then just did the up smash anyway before I'd recovered, but like it's just like that I did something he didn't see coming, or that he thought was a good move. I was like, oh, senpai, so that was cool.
Senpai noticed me.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was a good little moment. Kind of sad that was my moment, but yeah.
Yeah, and meeting Armada, I feel like he really is a class act.
Yeah.
Like, role model for the Smash community at large.
Yeah, and Lucky was cool too. We had like really good chats with him.
Lucky he was nice enough to come up to our room when he first like arrived at the venue or something.
Yeah,
and then our room got like flooded with like all these Australians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was real cool.
What do you remember from the conversations with him?
I remember us talking about like I'm pretty sure we were talking about the difference between American football and rugby at some point. And then like some Australian guys like, yeah, but AFL's the game to play. Yeah. But I can't remember what else we really talked about. He was talking about Mango a bit, and I think you were asking about S2J. I think.
Did I?
I think so. Just as a Falcon, like.
I wasn't a Falcon main at the time though, so it doesn't sound like something I would ask. No, I played.
Oh, you're playing Sheik.
Marth and Sheik.
Yeah. Okay. So then, why the switch to Falcon?
Well, first of all, this is your interview, but to answer your question, I switched to Falcon because I always enjoyed watching Captain Falcon's play, and then more often than not, when I watch streams or stuff on YouTube, I would be cheering for the Falcon player, even if they were playing against the character that I main. Because like if I main Marth, like I should be cheering for the Marth player, right?
Yeah, but you feel dirty cheering for Marth, don't you? It's like betting on the house, like.
Yeah. So I guess with Falcon, my Falcon secondary was pretty decent. Like everybody, I don't know why, but for some reason everybody takes pride in winning Falcon dittos, even if Falcon is not their main.
Yeah, for sure.
I was one of those people, and I found that I had a pretty decent Falcon because I was able to beat Kem in Falcon dittos. He had a good Falcon. So I just like watching the character. I thought I was half decent with him. I love Knee, and and so I just thought, why don't I just main this character? At first I thought, it's I don't main him because he's not good enough. He's not a top tier or whatever. But then I also figured, well, S2J can beat all these top tiers with Captain Falcon. So up until I'm as good as S2J, it's not the character that's the problem. So I was like,
Yeah.
might as well go for it.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a good way to put it. Like, and then you're right about that. Like, there is a certain pride in winning, like a Falcon Ditto A. Like
neither of us play this character, but
yeah.
Yeah. I remember in the conversations with Lucky, I remember him uttering these words like, "Ken's a wiener, dude." Do you remember this or no?
No. Ken's a wiener, not a winner, but a wiener.
A wiener.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because he was talking about, and then you chimed in on your experience on meeting Ken for the first time, and yeah, it didn't paint Ken in the best light, but yeah, Lucky was saying how Ken only plays with the worst players in the region, like when he came back, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he has his reasons for it.
Yeah.
Maybe they just live close to him and he can't be bothered anymore as well.
Yeah, I think by the time, like I say, like in that first tournament when we met him, by the time the games were all wound up, like he I guess he was just sort of different towards us, and maybe he kind of liked us because we were also, from out of town, like
Yes.
But yeah, we caught up with him at the airport when he was flying out, and it was
wow.
yeah, we just saw him. Like, hey man, and so it was good to that was like just like one of those good sort of chats at the end. Like,
Yes.
glad we got the experience. It was cool. Yeah.
That's nice. So, you're a great talker and a funny guy who obviously doesn't have enough time to dedicate to Smash as an adult. Have you ever thought about commentating Smash? Like just rocking up to tournaments and hopping on commentary?
No, because I don't think I'm actually that good for it. Like, I think I would. I don't have that kind of Evan, the mojo sort of like knowledge of the game. Like, well, what he really needs to do here is, like I can't like sort of do that. A Joe Rogan sort of commentating like he would in the UFC. I don't know the game actually that well. Like, I just know stupid things and just things from like the New Zealand history. From, like, before we'd go to town when we played the game, the stuff we made up then, like Peanut Buster and like all the stupid things that we made up. I would be saying that kind of stuff. Like, so it wouldn't actually service it too well, and I'd be swearing my ass off, and just saying things that are really inappropriate. Like, so it wouldn't work,
Right.
I'd be all right there as like maybe a second seat. I'd just sit there and just sort of add in my 2 cents every now and again. But yeah, I don't really think I have it in me to sort of be a Smash commentator.
I think you'd be a good color commentator next to someone's play-by-play.
Yeah, probably. But I just worry that I'd be that annoying guy, like
Right.
who just, it's like that no one asked for.
Oh, I'm glad you have the awareness, but I'm sure nobody in their right mind would say, I don't want DZ here.
Yeah. I mean, every now and again, I wouldn't mind jumping on, sort of thing. Like, but yeah, I'd have to get sort of used to doing it as well, because otherwise I'd probably just be too worried about what I say or what I don't say.
Yeah.
Like, have you done it?
I have not done it, no. I feel like I might actually be quite decent at it, but then I would just run out of things to say on the spot.
Yeah. You know who would be good at it? Leo.
Yeah.
Like, even though he doesn't have the understanding of the game either, like he'd still like just say the right things for it to be funny.
Yeah, that's true. Leo's a very funny guy.
Yeah.
Would like to see more from him.
And I mean, the thing is, it's at the point now where I think the people that watch it kind of know what's really going on, like with the game and like and what it means and like what they should probably be trying to do, what they need to avoid. Like, everyone sort of knows. So I don't like the commentating is just a nice sort of thing. It's when you hear the jokes or when you hear like, the right kind of voice to it, like that's cool. Like, from all the games I did watch, I really liked, was it Waffles?
Homemade Waffles, yeah.
Yeah, Waffles, and also Wobbles was really good. Like, when he commentated, he didn't do it much, but like he just really knew the game.
Yeah, he's very intelligent.
Yeah. And who else was good? Mango's always good, of course.
Actually, Mango's commentary I feel like it's better than most people would expect it to be, because they think like, oh, it's Mango, he's just gonna be himself. And, he is, but like because he knows so much about the game, he's actually able to make a lot of really insightful comments.
Yeah.
He'll be like, oh, he went for this angle when he should have gone for this angle, then he would have evaded the attack.
But he'll say it in such a way that like it's just definitely him, Like, if you saw it written down, it's like, did Mango write this?
Yeah. Oh man. So we've talked about Smash. We've talked about other video games. What other things are you into?
I do a fair bit of writing. Yeah, I've been working on a story for like the last sort of 10 years or so. Like it's been going for a long time. But I've been working on that for ages, and just like there's the music thing that I'm doing, which you've probably been following a bit, like the daily post, the weekly theme sort of thing. And I love travel blogging as well. So when Amy and I go to a different country, it's always just fun to write about it. But I do it normally in kind of a sort of sarcastic, sardonic sort of, pretty raw sort of tone. Like, so it's not for everyone's like taste. It can be quite sort of offensive, I guess, but I find it funny.
I love it. I love your travel blogs so much. I feel like you would be doing a service to just people in general if you just did that in front of a camera, just so like people could watch it or like listen to it on public transport, or put it into a book so they don't get lost in the archives of Facebook, because they're really funny.
Yeah, I've thought about doing like vlogs about it, but to do that, I don't know. I want it to be natural, but at the same time, you want to have all the content there. So it's trying to find the right blend of it not seeming too contrived, but all coming off just sort of like nicely. And you want to sort of do things out in the open as well.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't. I feel awkward, sort of. Oh, I'm here at blah blah blah, and oh hey stranger, like, and I'm trying to get like people involved, and it's not really me. Like, so that's why the Facebook things worked out pretty well, because you can ultimately just block it,
Yeah.
If it offends you that much, but yeah, it's just something sort of private. You can work on it, like, and if we do go traveling, it's because Amy goes to bed at like bloody 7 at night, sort of thing, like real early, and then it just gives me heaps of time to do something, and it's just a quiet thing I can do.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's how the travel blogs have worked out really well. I can just sort of stay up and just type away, and just send something out. So yeah, I enjoy that.
I reckon you should do that in front of a camera though, like, so not like filming as you're going, but just like, say when you get home, or just read out what you've written, just because you'd be able to do voices and we'd be able to capture your tone.
Yeah. I mean, I could do that. Maybe I should start like doing a bit of both.
And it'll be public, because a lot of the time I tell I'll be reading it, and then people will ask, like, what are you reading? Like, what are you laughing about? And I'll be like, oh, my friend does this really funny travel blog. And then I can't share it with them because, they don't have you on Facebook.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing about it. Like, but at the same time, like, at least the good thing about Facebook is the friends that you do have, like, that they'll be able to sort of see it.
Yes,
but
exactly.
If you were to put it on like a website, which I've thought of creating a website, but who would go there? Who's going to search random guy in Thailand's thoughts on,
Right.
Yeah. So Facebook gets enough coverage that I'm happy with, just to keep my like friends and family abreast of whatever I'm doing. So I like that. But yeah, maybe I could start doing some vlogs, like the other vlogs that I have done. Like I got into doing them probably around 2011. Like, have you seen those ones?
You haven't told me about those. No.
Oh, okay. So these are just funny sort of things that I've, like, little skits normally, or just me in front of a camera just talking about something. Like, but I've only done about 6 of them or so.
The only one? Oh, actually, I remember Stacker.
Yeah, like the Stacker one,
Okay.
like, and that's another game, like the kind of game that I like. Like, Stacker is such a good game, but it fucking cheats you at the end, like, and you have to watch. My video doesn't really show it properly, but there's actual kind of breakdowns of how the game like gyps you. Like, have you seen them? Like, they slow it down. Anyway, like, you can look that up if you want, but yeah. So I've been thinking about doing more of that kind of thing, but it almost just feels like the time sort of passed, like, I'm glad I did what I did, and maybe I could work into my travel blog somehow, but I don't know, like, the way it feels like things like YouTube and Facebook are becoming way too PC. Like, and you got to be really careful about what you say, and what you put out there. And at the same time, you want to sort of be true to what you would say yourself, but you don't want to get banned, And yeah, there's heaps of sort of things like that you got to be mindful of, and it might not be worth it, putting up some video which is sort of edgy just to get my account blocked, and now no one's seeing anything that I'm doing, So
that's true.
I don't know, like, maybe just play it safe or find some sort of new medium that allows for that, which would be quickly shut down probably, but,
Can you please give me, or give the people, your best Seto Kaiba impression?
Why do you want to hear it?
It's so good.
I told you before, Yugi.
I've got 3 blue eyes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The reason why Speedy's bringing this up is because I normally try to put him off with with Kaiba voices during a game, because it's what I have to do now to sort of get the edge back when I'm getting comboed. I'll just sort of make some kind of "Ugh, it's not working."
Take this.
Oh god, they just don't make shows like they used to, do they?
No, not at all. So, I know that the true DZ return to Melee isn't really going to happen just because you're caught up with other facets of life right now. But what will it take to get DZ to at least one New Zealand major next year?
It'd need quite the planetary alignment to actually happen. Like, I mean, it's every time we do it, it's a good time.
Yes.
You know, but I guess we'd have to have a bunch of people going, probably from the old days. Like, it would be good to have all the Howick boys and all the everyone from out west sort of thing, and like PMD would need to be there. Yeah, just everyone that like would make it a really good time, and like it would have to be something that like just doesn't really center around just Smash. I'd want to be going wherever we go for something else as well.
Right.
You know, and that would just be kind of like a little side quest.
That's a very adult thing to say. You know, I can't be going just for Smash anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We had a great time, like, you know, in Melbourne, like just hanging out and going out for dinner and stuff, and just chilling, like just not playing the game. You know, like, I mean, sure, that was great, but we all knew that was going to happen. You know, we were all, so it was the experiences we had outside of that, like winning at the casino.
Oh man, that was insane. I remember when we went to the casino that one time, and then we were playing roulette, right? And you guys were making taking bigger risks, I guess. And then losing the money. I was just going like 50-50. Well, not even 50-50. I was just going between like black and red.
Yeah, you're just like 50 on red, 50 on black.
and then I would like be slowly building up my wealth, just like one at a time. I had the reeds on the wheel. And then I remember there was this one time you were like, "Oh, Jason, can I have 1 chip? I'll pay you back." And then I just have a good feeling about this number. Yep. And then you won it.
And it hit. Oh, no, because I was running hot, man. Because I went over to, while you guys, I think, were doing that or something else, I just pissed off for a while and went on I just found a random pokey. Yeah. And a few spins in, like, I came back with like 420 Australian or something. Like, just holding up this ticket, like, you know, beaming ear to ear was good. And then, so yeah, I think the Milky Bars were on me that night. That was good. But fond memories of Smash.
Oh yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I had planned and prepared. Is there anything else you want to say, or
I can probably, we can lightning round some stuff, I reckon. I'll ask you a few questions. Let's flip this back to you, because I know that's what people really want to hear. So, what would you say is your best in-game memory of something that's happened, like the craziest thing, whether it was like tournament or whether it was just like us pissing around like 4-player or what? Like, what's okay? It doesn't have to be the best one, but like what comes to mind of like a really funny, good, or you know, thing that happened, anything.
So some good ones were when I was playing against Spud for the very first time, and then it was game 4. If he won, then I would be out of the tournament, but then if I won, it would have gone to a game 5. And he was recovering as Falco, his last stock, and then I was holding Ledge's Marth, and then I spiked him, and so that felt pretty good.
Okay.
So getting something cool on Spud. Other than that, there was this is actually pretty recent. At when I went to Battle Arena Melbourne 10 earlier this year, it was one of my losers games in pools, and then I was up against a Fox player. I can't remember what his name was. It was like Triff or something, and then we were playing. And then first game was like super close. We went to like last stock, last hit. It was Fox Falcon, obviously. And then in game 2, for the first time ever, I feel like I actually adapted to someone else playing. Because usually when I play, I just autopilot it. I have the, as you say, FAQs play style.
Yeah.
But then that second game, I noticed what he was doing, and I started adapting to it because like after Falcon down throws, a common option for a spacey to do is just tech in place Shine because Shine comes out so fast. It stuffs the second thing that Falcon does, and he kept doing that, and I just kept reading it and then kneeing his face every time, and I force talked him.
Nice.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's always good when you pick up on someone sort of like tell, so to speak, you know, like and you can just sort of exploit it. Yeah.
And then some out of game stuff is just watching people go on big tears in tournaments. Like Aloof, when I went to Biggie Breezy earlier this year for Smash 4, Aloof got knocked into loser's bracket and he just tore through the top 8 from loser side. That was a lot of fun to watch. And when we went to...
Who took him out?
He lost to Gamma Fox, I think, who was the best player in Christchurch.
This is Melee, which
Smash 4.
Oh, okay, Smash 4.
And then when I went to my first Bam 9 last year, I'm not sure if you know who Cookbook is. He's an Ice Climber player from Hamilton. He went on a big tear as well. He was like completely unseeded, and then he ended up coming like 13th or 16th or something insane. Australia was just not ready for ice climbers. True.
Yeah, I just don't know pretty much any of the players anymore, just except for I guess the main guys and the OGs.
Yeah, the OGs.
Yeah,
so those are some very fun memories of Smash. Obviously, playing you for the first time. What a strange interaction that was. Like how we met. Hey mom, I met this guy online and he wants to come over and play some video games.
He's about 20 years older than me.
He was like, okay, this sounds like a good idea. That was cool. And then also meeting Sheldon for the first time. We had a mutual friend, and I posted something Smash related on the mutual friends Facebook page.
Was that Miracle Penguin guy?
No, not Miracle Penguin. It was someone else.
Still the best name ever.
And then Sheldon just comments, and he's like, "I play Smash too." And then so I find out he lives in East Auckland, and then I just have him over a couple of times, and
that's good.
That's how he got into the whole thing.
It was like the Smash sort of connections are, well, it's different now, like since it got online, but you know, it was hard to actually get a game going because it was just locked to that TV.
Yes.
You know, like you actually had to kind of risk someone sort of coming round, like you know, it could be awkward, but for the love of the game, you'd do it. So yeah, I found that like a lot of the people I met through Smash, like some of my best friends now actually. So yeah, it's just sort of weird. And I mean, when Brawl came out, there was like the online features of the game, but that sucked. You know, I remember just sitting there and just like beating up on some sack for like for ages, listening to a flamenco version of the Smash tune, like while nothing happened. You know, like or it's like connecting failed. You know, like it's like, oh god, like at least let me do something else, not just home run contests to nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, just up smashing the sack and just waiting for it to come down, listening to the song. Oh, it's so depressing. Like the few games I managed to get online were pretty poor. You know, just it was unplayable. And then I don't know what Smash 4 is like online. I don't know. I think are the kids playing that these days. You know, I don't know, man. Like,
it's half decent, I would say. Yeah.
So hopefully, Ultimate brings in something, you know, revitalizes it in some way, like because there was a lot of stuff in Brawl and 4 that the game had that was cool, like the Subspace Emissary.
That was
like
amazing.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. Like it could have been a lot better, but it was still cool, you know. Did Smash 4 have something like that, or
no, they took that out.
But it looks like they're doing something like that again, right, with Ultimate. So yeah. Right. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much all I had for today. So thank you for coming and doing the long-awaited DZ interview.
That's all good, man. Thanks for having me. It's good to win that Iron Man match as well. That was quite nice. The low-tier Iron Man match. I still think we should put up, even if we just do some events, like cause some of those are really funny, we should do Puffballs Unite again. So I can just laugh at you failing as the Kirby's destroy you.
Okay, fine.
Or maybe a bros at church or a bros at home.
We still have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
End of 2000.
Box only. Box only.
Think that's
Why we don't have a trophy for you put on the best country resume? I'll give you a trophy even if it's $10.
$10 gift card from JB Wi-Fi.
There you go.
That'll give me a
And it
$10
goes to
voucher.
Jason, second place wins by the way.